Oh boy, friends, do we have something new for you today? Welcome back to Park Junkie, Tatsi Andres, as I'm known here in Mexico, Guadalajara, Mexico, down in El Centro. The center of activity here in Guadalajara, and we're changing things up a bit here on the channel. Join me as we tour this incredibly gorgeous city. A lot of phenomenal architecture here, going back almost 500 years, 482 years to be exact. And this week is the birthday of Guadalajara. We're here for Hay de Luz. That's the celebration of the founding of Guadalajara back in 1542, making this structure right here, the Cathedral of Guadalajara, one of the oldest structures in post-colonial America. So let's check out the scene here as we tour Guadalajara in 2024. Vamos! All right, friends, now they say that the market here at San Juan de Dios is the largest indoor market in Latin America, and I don't know about that. There are some big ones out there, but this thing has everything. You're talking boots, fruit, meat, handbags, jewelry, trinkets, blankets, you name it. It's probably here, and you'll probably have a pretty damn good time looking for it, whatever it is that you're looking for.
¡Los pepinos!
Yeah, the shoe options in here go on for miles, just miles and miles of shoes here in the Mercado. I mean, you've got pair after pair after pair, and a lot of the old Jordans here. You can see that the old style Nike Air Jordan is alive and well here in the markets of San Juan de Dios in Guadalajara.
Oh yeah, you outdone yourself this time, Luther. Here's the Guadalajara Language Center. Woo! What a rush,
Nice. All right, we're down here on the Rio de Santiago, right above Guadalajara. This is on the north boundary of the city of Guadalajara. The Aguas Thermales, a little waterfall right back here, a hot spring waterfall with a little cave you can sit in under the waterfall. a big dam upstream from us here, and this is some good swimming water. We're not really swimming right now here, but we did spend some time in the waterfall and in the little hot spring cave up there. Brilliant spot down here. This is one of my favorite little sections that I've visited around Guadalajara for sure. Crew getting ready to head back up the steps now, so I'll make my way back down in order to join the tribe as we hike back up and get ready for another day of classes tomorrow at the Guadalajara Language Center. So this is one of the many outings that you can take with Wouter there at the Guadalajara Language Center, and I must say, classes have been good and the adventures have been excellent. I actually believe my Spanish is even improving un poco más cada día.
That rock there on the top. You got one there?
All right, it is February 14th. You may know that it's Valentine's Day, but today is the big day in Guadalajara. It is the day of foundation here. So it is the day by which Guadalajara was founded back in 1542. And there's a big celebration going down here in El Centro tonight. So the Hey de Luz here in Guadalajara, Mexico, the 482nd birthday of Guadalajara. This is the third largest city in Mexico, and yeah, They really know how to throw a birthday party here in Guadalajara.
Viva México! Viva México! Viva México! Viva México! Viva México!
All right, friends, well, we've made our way southbound here, and just behind me, this is our destination, Volcan, Nevado, Colima. So we can ride up this mountain all the way to about 13,000 feet, and then we got about 1,000 feet of climbing after that on foot. Let's roll. All right, so here we are in Parque Nacional Volcan Nevado de Colima. And that is the mountain right there. We're gonna be able to ride up a little bit further on the motorcycle. You pay 42 pesos to get in, and this is the mountain. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to getting on top of this thing. We're very close, so we're gonna continue the trail on up. I'm here just taking a bit of a snack at the entrance to the park. Like I said, 42 pesos to get in, and the summit's all yours. Let's roll. All right, we get to this gate here where you can go no further. Some folks are parked here. My amigo Frank. Hola, Frank.
¿Qué tal?
Okay.
Hola.
Sí, Frank. Okay. Hasta luego, Frank.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Mucho gusto, amigo. Tenemos cervezas más tarde.
Yes.
Okay. Frank's down here waiting for his family. I parked the bike and I'm going to head up the trail now. We're heading for the summit of Volcan Nevado de Colima. Let's go. Hasta luego, Frank. A little snow there on Volcan Nevado de Colima. All right, friends. Well, I have made an error on the map. looking at the map, I had planned to ride the road that I'm now walking, but it turned out the road was closed back there by that gate. And so you can't ride all the way to what I assumed would be my trailhead, which was over 13,000 feet. So we're gonna have a little more walking today than I anticipated. We're here at 12:30, mediodía. So we might be able to hit the summit anyway, but I might get shut down because I still have to get back to Guadalajara tonight. And it turns out my navigation skills here in Mexico with the GPS on the iPhone in traffic are not quite they're not quite what they are. Stateside takes me a little bit longer to get places, although I can slightly fracture the speed limits around here. I kind of make up for my errors in that manner, but still I make mistakes and I end up off route. But that, combined with the fact I'm a little out of shape, we're at an altitude of about, well, this summit's almost 14,000 feet. So I'm going to be struggling a little bit to breathe because I'm coming from sea level and then Guadalajara. So I'm used to a little bit less altitude and the lungs are going to be working a little bit more. Los pulmones necesitan trabajar un poco más. But we're on the trail. We're headed up. It's not quite 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're just going to shoot for it and see what happens. Looking out to the southwest, Volcan Colima right there. This is an active volcano which started spewing again back in 2014. They say it's still active as of today, but it hasn't really put off a lot of lava flow since 2018 from what I understand, but it is still active. Volcan Nevado de Colima. This one, a dormant volcano, and it's a lot older than Volcan Colima, which you see right here. All right, here, trail cuts out toward the south and up, or there's a scrambling route / rock climbing route up to the summit right there. I think I'm gonna take this route today because I don't know what that scrambling route looks like. And this looks like it's getting a lot more traffic. I think it's probably pretty easy. All right, friends, well, that's the summit right behind me up here. You might be able to see the flag coming out. A little bit of a train of people up here. It is a Saturday, so it is pretty busy. I think a lot of groups coming out from local schools and local hiking clubs and such. So it is pretty busy, but trail's great. It's gonna be a sick summit, that's for sure. View, spectac. All right, right there, the summit, Volcan Nevado de Colima. We are at 13,976 feet, so just below 14,000 feet. It is busy up here today. A lot of people hitting the summit on a Saturday afternoon. You can see the stoke is high among a lot of the folks out here today. But for me, the summit celebration is going to be short-lived because unlike most of these people who will go back and get in a van today, I have to get on a motorcycle and ride back to Guadalajara this evening. So I'm going to be here on the summit for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to be moving back toward the bike, and then we'll get out of here and ride back toward Guadalajara for an evening in the city. Pretty cool climb. The trail up to the summit ridge here, pretty mellow. That's all on the road, but up here, great scramble all the way to the summit. A lot of people on a weekend. I imagine if I could do this climb on a Tuesday or Wednesday, it'd be a lot easier, a lot less people up here to deal with. Anyway, it's been a cool trip. We're gonna jump out and get back on the move. All right, on my way back down the mountain, and you can see there's just a train of people, like a line of people. I probably passed 200 people on the way up. There's another, I don't know. These are some of the people I would have passed on the way up. So a lot of people out here on a Saturday, no doubt about that. Luckily, they're not doing reservation systems up here for this mountain at this time, though. pretty tranquil. It was good all the way around. So yeah, it's a go. Beautiful site, beautiful mountain. This park founded back in 1940 here in Mexico. 67 parks in Mexico for you to visit. 67 national parks, Parques Nacionales as they call them here, and not a single one of them use rec.gov. So cheers, good job, Mexico. Back to the bike, we're gonna head back to the city, but what a great day that was. It was a cool summit, another park, a new park for me. I thought I was gonna be able to ride the bike further up the road than I was, but obviously these gates prevented that, but it gave me a little bit more exercise, and well, to be honest with you, I kind of needed it. Headed back to the city, gonna go get some grub this evening, and I'm gonna take it easy, to be honest with you. I don't have any plans at all other than to just relax and maybe study a little Espanol this evening, since that's the point of my visit here to this area of Mexico. Cool. Well, it's been a great day. I'm gonna check out, get on the road, and we'll get back with another adventure here soon on Park Junkie. Cheers. All right, gang, welcome back. We are here in Guadalajara, Mexico, getting ready to go into a new, just a treat for me, a new experience, headed into La Lucha Libre. Now, I'm not a big wrestling fan, but I have my ticket for tonight's wrestling match here in Guadalajara. We've got some amigos from my language school here in Mexico, and we're gonna have some fun. I've never been into wrestling, never been into this, but we're going upstairs tonight to watch a wild wrestling match here in Guadalajara, Mexico. Let's see what we've got on tap for tonight here at Park Junkie. Mexico all the way. The mat is being pounded right now.
Uno de las esquinas, la primera mujer depredador y reconocida como la ruda número 1.
Sí, es bien divertido, pero la próxima semana no. Cuídate, mi compa.
All right, kids. Well, we've made our way back downtown today here in El Centro, and today we're going to explore the Palacio de Gobierno. That's right, the government palace here, right across from the cathedral, the cathedral. And we're going to go inside and check out some of the artwork of Orozco, which we have here. All right, so we've made our way inside the governor's palace, and you can see back in here the murals on the walls of the stairwell. Those are painted by my favorite Mexican artist, Jose Clemente Orozco.
Wow.
So Orozco's works can be found in three separate places here in Guadalajara. First here in the Palacio de Gobierno, where we are today. Then in the, just down the street from here, the Hospicio Cabañas. And then down at the University of Guadalajara in El Museo de las Artes. Now, Orozco's work is not really the kind of work that you would find encouraging. It's not really the kind of work that gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling inside when you look at his art. However, Orozco considered here in Mexico to be one of tres gran hombres of the art movement in the early 20th centuries. These works by Orozco painted between 1936 and 1939, and he was joined in these efforts to depict the Mexican Revolution by Diego Rivera and by Siguiente. Both of those artists had works that were dedicated to the struggle of the people, rise up against the powers that ruled them, but Orozco's works were particularly dark. While Diego Rivera, for example, thought that the Mexican Revolution was a great, encouraging event, Orozco took a different view, and he concentrated mainly on the suffering of the people in that struggle. His works are always depicting the struggle of the people against the machine and against their leaders. This work right here, The People and Their Leaders, depicts the people suffering. You can see his reference to the suffering that is brought upon the people by the struggle that they endeavor to maintain against the powers that would hold them down. Now, as we look at this work today, at least us in America can probably identify with this. How many of your leaders do you actually trust today? Any of them? Well, Orozco wants to remind us that this struggle will always continue. All right, well, the governor's palace here, beautiful. It is right across the street from the Cathedral of Guadalajara, an open courtyard here, looking out onto some of the city. And right back here, we find the Mexican flag and the eagle with a broken chain in its beak. The Mexican flag, you'll see, depicts an eagle with a snake in its mouth, and this goes back into Mexican history to the time of the Aztecs, and legend has it as the Aztecs were moving south from the northern regions of what is today Mexico. One of their leaders, a shaman, had a vision, and he was told in that vision, in that dream, in that trance-like state, whatever it may have been, he was told that when his people found a place where they saw an eagle atop a cactus with a snake in its mouth, that is where they were to build their kingdom. And of course, that being Tenochtitlan, the city that is today Mexico City, of course, once a great city of the Aztecs, conquered by Cortez, 1521, and today that being Mexico City. This flag, the Mexican flag, represents that legend of the Aztec people with the eagle with the snake in its mouth. All right, and as you're looking at the front of the Palacio de Gobierno, you'll see this clock tower. And rumor has it that this hole in the front of that clock was put there by none other than one of the troops belonging to Pancho Villa back during the days of the Mexican Revolution. So a little bit of history right there. The hole in the clock, it's been there for a long time and they have no reason to replace it. So that's pretty cool. A little piece of history right there. Now, as I said, most of your activities here around El Centro will be stationed right around the Cathedral of Guadalajara. Behind me here at the other end of the Plaza de Liberacion, you'll see the Teatro de Gallardo. That's right, this theater, a mainstay here in Guadalajara. Having performances, I guess they have a diverse array of performances from orchestras to plays. This building dedicated back in 1866. I'm going to try to check out a performance here this week, tomorrow actually on Thursday. You buy tickets right over here. Tickets are relatively affordable for such a fine structure. I think the tickets run somewhere in the 200 peso range, so it's about $12 to $15 depending on the price. I think it's 220 pesos maybe. You can get seats upstairs for about 120 pesos or 140 pesos, so maybe $9-10. So you can check out one of the excellent performances here at the Teatro de Gallardo for about $10 if you want. I mean, that's pretty affordable in my mind. One of my favorite things to do about this time of day here in Guadalajara is just to go kick it over here at this little cafe, Cafe Teatro de Gallardo, and I generally have a cappuccino about this time because, well, you just start to wear down in the afternoons in this heat during February, you know what I mean? So let's go have a cappuccino. All right, well, I'm here with my friend Susan from the Spanish language school.
Yes.
And Susan, where are you coming to Mexico from?
The US, but like technically from Nigeria.
Nigeria. And she's down here to learn Spanish. And today we're out touring the little park here, the Bosque de Colomos. Colomos, I think? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and today we're going for a horseback ride because Susan has never been on a horse. And it's been a long time since Park Junkie's been on a horse. So here we go. We're going to jump on these horses and take a ride around the park. Vámonos. here in Guadalajara, Mexico. This is a park in the center of town up in Zapopan, which is in the northwestern corner of the city. And the trails through this little forest just kind of wind along here in what is known as La Bosque or El Bosque. That means the forest, the woods. And you can get a little horseback ride, 30 minutes for 100 pesos. So it's about $6 for a 30-minute horse ride per person. And today is Susan's first time on a horse. And it's my first time on a horse in probably 20 years. Victor, our guide back there, just cruising along with us. Now you can get the horses to go out on your own if you know what you're doing. But being as I hadn't been on a horse in 20 years and Susan had never been on a horse, we decided it was, you know, why not just bring along Victor? And of course this horse, Pesca. Yeah, Pesca knows the route. Back there I tried to change the route. Pesca's like, no dude, you don't change the route. This park really cool, all kinds of activities out here. They got little workout areas and they have a lot of quiet space here in the middle of the second largest city in the country of Mexico. So pretty cool. This place is about 6.5 million people who live in Guadalajara, and right here in the center of the city, you have the opportunity to just ride along on your horse. How's your horse doing?
He's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah.
They're pretty chill.
Where's he running? Where's he running? Slow down, Lucas. That's enough.
That's great. Your horse is getting a little peppy, huh?
Yeah.
Vámonos. Oh yeah.
I made it!
We are almost there, huh? What do you think? First ride on a horse?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You can lead a horse to water.
You've been a good boy. Good boy, Lucas. Drink all the delicious cold water you want. It's natural. You ready?
All right, well that was the visit to El Parque, the Bosque Los Colomos. I've been saying it wrong the whole time, right?
Los Colomos.
Los Colomos. See,
Colomos.
gosh, I always get those names wrong until we get out of the park and then I kind of nail it.
Yeah.
How was that, Susan?
It was fun. I was a bit scared, but the horse was gentle. But I don't know how people ride on horses for like hours. I
Yeah.
felt like my thighs were beginning to hurt.
Right, and that was 30 minutes. It was cool though, huh?
And the horses weren't even running, but it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. And right here in the middle of Guadalajara, who knew you could go for a horseback ride right in the middle of the city? Right here in Zapopan, super cool area of the city. We're gonna get down tonight to check out the GD Luz. 482 years ago today, Guadalajara was founded. 1542. 1542. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is.
That's like 20 years after Cortez conquered the Aztecs. So we're here now, and we're gonna go check out the Festival of Lights tonight in downtown in El Centro. So we're gonna jump back on the bike. What do you think? You ready to ride the bike too?
Yep, I'm ready.
Yeah, we've got horses.
I like the bike's better than the horse though. I don't know.
All right, back on the trail, headed down today to some waterfalls here. We're outside the city. We came out quite a little ways here, probably about an hour drive from Tlaquepaque, maybe an hour and a half even. I didn't really look at the time. But we're headed down on a little hike to some waterfalls here. It's private property. You can come in and pay 75 pesos per person. And yeah, I expect it to look pretty good down here. We've got some dogs along. This dog just joined us from the farm. So it's pretty cool. Let's go see what it looks like down here. Club Burrows. You're okay. You can hear the water below. To the, how do we say that? Jesper, what do you think? Huaxtla? Huaxtla?
Cascada tiene caída de 22 metros.
Woo! Looks like it's gonna be good. Look at this, a little desert oasis, which we found here. Perros.
Wouter in his underwear.
Walter. Oh! Yeah, Thomas getting some there. That was pretty cool. A little time at the waterfall there. We're gonna go downstream now, check out some other waterfalls. The adventure continues. Peligroso Cascada. What about that one? The dangerous waterfall. All right, well, we've reached the crux of the route on the descent down toward the Peligroso Cascada, or Peligrosa Cascada? Sign said Peligroso Cascada. Pretty nice descent here. Wouter working to get Estrella and Bon Bon down the rocks. Estrella's already down, but Estrella's a street dog. Bon Bon, not a street dog. It needs to be lifted down. Precious little thing.
Okay, come here, buddy.
We have a three-legged dog on the trail, and the race is going to help this three-legged dog.
I got you. I got you, buddy.
Saving the three-legged dog.
I got him.
And we're saving the three-legged dog. And we saved him!
All right, friends, right there, the Peligroso Cascada. That's right, the dangerous waterfall as it's known now. I think most of the danger involved with this particular waterfall is encountered on the hike in. As you see, a little bit of a tricky down climb to get in here, and the most dangerous part of that of the down climb might in fact be the rope. It looks like it's got a little time on it. Maybe has a few winters, summers, rainy seasons. Who knows? You may want to check it, make sure it's tied off nice, and look for some weak spots in it before you trust it with your life. But that's probably about the sketchiest part of the trail coming in here. Overall, the trail's really great to get in and out of these waterfalls. I know this little spot is a spectacular scene. I wish we had more time during the day to enjoy this. But the next time I'm back in Guadalajara, I can promise you I'll be coming out here, spending a couple of nights camping out here and hiking into these waterfalls, and just spending the day diving into these pools and enjoying some of the aguas thermales, which happen to be in these canyons as well. Right here, another stream of hot water just flowing out of these rocks here and down into the Rio de Santiago. But that's going to be about all the time we have today here at the Cascadas. So we're going to get out of here, get back up the trail, get to the car, and drive back to Guadalajara. It's been another spectacular trip out here in the wilderness just outside of Guadalajara. And I'm going to check out. We're going to get back to the city. So it's really crazy to stand here inside the Hospicio Cabañas and understand that this place was at one time an orphanage. For a couple hundred years, this place housed children that had nowhere else to go. And back in the early days of Guadalajara, there was a river running right down the middle of the city, which split the east side of the city from the west side of the city, the Rio de San Juan de Dios. Today, the Mercado de San Juan de Dios bears that name, and the river has been gone. The river has been filled in, and there is now a highway running right underneath the western side of the Hospicio Cabañas. The eastern side of the city in those days was the poorer area of town, and the western side would have been a little more affluent. So the kids here on the east side had a much rougher time coming up than those on the west side of town. So when Cabañas decided to build a orphanage here, he put it on the east side of the river in order to provide a little shelter for those kids who may be growing up less fortunate here on the east side of Guadalajara. And at one time, this entire orphanage could house about 3,000 children. So just think of the numbers of people who came here through the years. How many children played in this courtyard right here in the Hospices of Cabañas, which is today an art gallery, but during those times, this place would have been a place of refuge for children who had nowhere else to go, whose families had either deserted them, had died, or had been disappeared, desaparecido, as they say. We don't know how many thousands of children came through here, but if this place could have housed 3,000 children at one time, you have to assume that the numbers of children here that were housed at the Hospicio Cabañas may very well have run into the hundreds of thousands of children which shared this place as a home over the centuries. All right, friends, Park Junkie coming to you here from the ruins of Guachimontones, just outside the little village of Tenochtitlan, here in Jalisco, Mexico today, visiting these ruins which date back to around the time of Christ, 350 BC to 350 AD. Scientists back in the 1990s dug into these ruins and found that they didn't include burial ruins. They weren't used for burial purposes. This area used for ceremonial purposes. Below me here, you can see the little town of Tenochtitlan. Gorgeous little town, about 25 minutes outside of Guadalajara. And the local folks would have been using this area to access the Volcan de Tequila, which is just to the north of here. Scientists estimate that Volcan de Tequila has the third largest concentration of obsidian on the planet today. So that being a major reason that people were here back in those days, gaining access to the obsidian coming from the slopes of Volcan Tequila, and then a little settlement here developing around Tenochtitlan here on the lake to our south. Some 40,000 inhabitants used to live in this area, and they would have set up little farms out here along the lake bed, and they used this area to feed themselves, essentially. I'm sure they were using a number of plants that were being grown from the waters of the lake, as well as local wildlife to sustain their diet here during those times. This is a relatively recently excavated site. Scientists began digging into this somewhere back in the 1970s, and a lot of activity taking place in the 1990s. Now the Guachimontones area specifically set aside, and the visitor center built for that back around 2010, 2011. It is a very nice visitor center, excellent displays, excellent pottery remains and burial tombs that you can take a look at. That is a special little spot right there. This place has been very well preserved. A lot of these areas in Mexico, not originally preserved, but over the past few years, they're really stepping it up and starting to preserve these wonders down here throughout the country of Mexico.
The first question is, you're not going to have any?
Tequila, gato. Estamos aquí en Tequila porque no tomo un poco tequila cuando manejando en la calle. Muy bien. Y salud a todos. Salud. Qué bueno. Qué sabroso. All right, friends. Well, welcome to Tequila. We're here today in Jalisco, Mexico, just to the west of Guadalajara. The mountain of Tequila, Volcan Tequila, y los campos de agave aquí. The fields of agave, blue agave, agave azul. And that, my friends, the plant that makes that delicious elixir that we call tequila, the national drink of Mexico. Now there is mezcal as well, which you may know, gaining popularity in recent years. However, mezcal also a product of agave plant, but it can be made from over 40 different varieties of agave. Tequila, solo agave azul, the blue agave. So we're here today in the little town of Tequila, just outside the town right now, and we're enjoying a little tour of Tequila with some kids from the Guadalajara Language Center. All right, kids, this here a probably 48, 49 Ford N9 or N8 tractor. Yep, this is what Park Junkie learned to drive on. I was probably driving this thing when I was, I don't know, less than 10 years old. I don't remember how old I was, but we had one on the farm. And this, well, that was my first driving experience right there. Sure brings back some beautiful memories, my dad.
Ahorita estamos en el área de hornos. Les estaba comentando que tenemos dos tipos de hornos. El primero y el más grande tradicional es el horno de mampostería, este de acá. Está hecho a base de piedra, ladrillo y barro y tiene una capacidad de 20 toneladas. Este ahora tiene una capacidad de 25 y 30 toneladas, incluso más que el anterior. ¿Okay? Pero la duración es solo de 8 a 12 horas. Los tiempos de maduración aquí es el blanco nunca pasa por barril, el plata tiene que durar de 25 a 45 días en el barril, el reposado de 2 meses a 1 año, el añejo de 1 año a 3 años y el exañejo de 3 años a 5 años. Antes de que se lo tomen, ¿quieren hacer una pequeñita oración?
Sí, ¿usted lo va a dirigir?
Sí.
Ah, ok, perfecto.
Y esto es para que no te pegue.
Ese es para, por si caes.
Subo la loma.
Subo la loma,
Bajo su cuesta.
bajo su cuesta,
Y me chingo este tequila.
y chingo este tequila,
Que nada me cuesta.
que nada me cuesta.
Salud.
¡Salud!